Thanks for sitting down with us. So to start things off, could you give us your name and tell us about your role in Paper Mario Color Splash?
So my name is Tabata from Nintendo, and I was the assistant producer on this game.
How did the idea of a Color Splash come about, and was it influenced by Paper Mario Sticker Star?
So this project actually started right from when we finished up development on Sticker Star, and there was a party basically to celebrate the end of development. So this was a party with Intelligent Systems, obviously the developer of the previous title Sticker Star, as well as this new title. And it came up that it would be great to do the next game on the Wii U system. They started thinking about, what would be good to make use of the Wii U's features, and obviously the Wii U gamepad has that touchscreen, and the producer, Mr. Tanabe, decided that would be a good thing to use. So, as you saw the battle system there, they thought, it might be cool to be able to, touch and sort through the cards and then actually, flick them up onto the screen, so they decided to use cards as the basis for the battle system. And then there was actually a producer at Intelligent Systems, a person named Ikuno, who mentioned that recently his kids had been really into painting, and he was thinking, maybe we could make that into a game somehow. And so everyone thought that was really great. And, we ended up now with this game that's based, around the cards and based around the color.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the story and scenario for the game?
I don't know how much I can say because I don't want to spoil things.
Oh, we're okay with spoilers.
So, if you understand, if we were to say, why the events kind of started taking place, it would kind of ruin the twist that you might get at the end. So I'd like to avoid talking about the why exactly things have become colorless. But as you saw, it kind of starts from that kind of suspenseful scene, and if you'd like, I could tell you a kind of behind-the-scenes story about why we had that kind of suspenseful opening.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So as you can see, you saw in the game, the way color is being removed is that the Bowser's kind of minions are running on straws and sucking it out of things, right? Once we had that concept, we thought, wow, wait, someone getting their color sucked out through a straw, that's really scary, right? So we thought, well, maybe we could kind of make this kind of like a horror kind of theme start.
So around how large of an adventure can we expect here? What's the scope? Is this a longer game, in the vein of Sticker Star, maybe a slightly shorter one, more like Super Paper Mario? What are we looking at in terms of this?
It's hard to compare things, just kind of simply compare things. I think, if you just wanted to clear the game once, maybe 30 hours would maybe be something. But as you saw, there's lots of kind of completionist elements, and if you wanted to do all of those, I don't really know how long it would take.
Now, something fans noted about Sticker Star was that it focused primarily on traditional Mushroom Kingdom characters, and there was kind of a lack of new characters. So can we expect to see any new characters in Color Splash, or is it also, again, focused on the Mushroom Kingdom? Yeah.
So, I think you saw Huey, but I can talk a little about other characters. So, basically, you are going to see a lot of the kind of familiar Mushroom Kingdom characters. And so you'll see lots and lots of Toads, but as you talk to them, you'll realize, oh, these are all completely different people. Even if you see, one Toad in town, and then you could meet that Toad in another place, and you'll know that it's the same Toad because of the way they talk and what they talk about. Sure.
Okay, we have a ton of Luigi fans who would be really upset with us if we didn't ask. Will Paper Luigi be in the game?
Maybe you guys should watch Treehouse Live.
The Koopalings look really cool in their paper form. What led to the decision to include them?
They appear in this game as boss characters, and since they've never been boss characters in the Paper Mario game before, we thought it would be a good opportunity to just do something new.
The game really looks fantastic. Can you tell us about the process of bringing this unique art style to a high-definition console?
Actually took a lot of time to get to the style you see now. But as you said, obviously we were very focused on making it actually look like paper, and the method we ended up with, the base structure is constructed out of cardboard, and then you put lots of different paper on top of that. And so I think you might have seen that actually this time Mario has a kind of white border around him. And it took a long time for us to decide on that as well. It's actually a very long story. But yeah, we were really focused on, can we really keep doing things the same way if we really want these characters to really look like they're made out of paper? So it's something we're definitely very focused on.
As we've seen, the game uses paint in some interesting ways. But can the paint be used for any other mechanics that you haven't talked about yet?
The main function of paint, as you saw in the battles, is to paint the battle cards before you use them. If a card is unpainted, it's obviously kind of weaker than it would be. So in order to maximize the power of that card, you have to paint it. And I think there would be lots of people who would watch the kind of how the battle's progressing and think, okay, this enemy isn't that strong, so I'm only going to paint this card halfway, and people will manage their paint. Depending on the card, it'll use different colors of paint. So you might be in a situation where you're mostly out of, say, red paint, and you'll have to look at your cards and think, all right, well, what kind of cards do I have that I could paint without using red?
So obviously the gamepad plays an important role in choosing cards during battle. So does that mean there's no Pro Controller support?
So, we definitely do want people to be looking at cards. But there are different options, so you can actually change it to an option where you can use button control.
So there's no off-TV play, then I would take it?
Okay.
Will Color Splash feature any unique Miiverse functionality above and beyond uploading screenshots?
So there's no special Miiverse functionality.
Okay.
Will Color Splash include any traditional RPG elements like the first two Paper Mario games?
So you know about the Mario and Luigi game series as well, right? So since we already have that series of games that's, this kind of more straight up RPG, we kind of feel like it would be a shame if, in this other series of games, we weren't doing something that was more different and was giving something different to the customers. I think those original Paper Mario games, what people liked about them was, as you say, the RPG elements, but there was also, the colorful characters, the puzzle solving, the humor. So, in the newer games, we're focusing more on, the puzzle solving aspects and the humor.
One of the complaints about Sticker Star was that Mario didn't gain experience points and level up, making battles feel kind of unrewarding. Do experience points make a return this time around?
So there's a new type of card in this game called the enemy cards, and those are actually, you play them and it actually brings one of the enemies, like a Shaggy or something, into your party and they fight for you, but you can only get those by defeating that type of enemy. And so your paint hammer can only hold a certain amount of paint, but as you fight at the end of a battle, enemies will drop this object that you can pick up and gather, and that if you gather enough, you raise the amount of maximum paint that your hammer can hold.
Okay.
Based on the game's first trailer, the world map looked like it had a ton of interesting locations to visit. Can you tell us any more about them?
It's called Prism Island, kind of based on prismatic custom colors. So it's throughout the island you have these different areas that are separated by their different color. They're themed around different colors. I don't know how much I can say because I don't want to spoil stuff. So I can say one thing: when we were making all the course names, we focused a lot on colors. So there's always a kind of color keyword in each course name. It's just this one island, but there's lots of different areas, as you said.
Can you tell us more about the battles and how paint factors into them?
Basically, there's what you saw, the filling in the color spots and then using it in battle.
Thing stickers make a return in Color Splash in the form of Thing cards. How do you decide what real things to use for Thing cards? Some of them are so off the wall.
So this is something that Intelligent Systems spends a lot of their time on. One thing I could say is that we focus on things that could be used to solve puzzles. I think you saw, the fire extinguisher is used to put out a fire. So that's definitely one thing we think about. And then, obviously, we also think, oh, that would be funny, or this would be cool.
Yeah.
As Andre touched on earlier, the game looks fantastic. Have you considered the idea of remastering an older Paper Mario game in high definition, like the Thousand Year Door?
If we made one, would you buy it?
Absolutely.
I think if we hear that a lot, it's definitely something we'll have to think about.
Cool.
To finish things off, where do you see Paper Mario going in the future?
I think it would be great to just keep doing things that are, funny and interesting and new. But obviously we have to think of some kind of, new kind of paper-based theme that we haven't thought of. We did stickers and now we've done, paintings. So we'll do our best.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.